Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of ARK Battles. Now, before I begin, I apologize for the lack of content lately, but life's been a bit crazy, and XSplit just decided to stop working completely. So, I had to find a new program using OBS right now. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, so, since Additional Creatures mod decided to take a break for a while, I figured, why not do a massive tournament with all the creatures? Now, the tournament is going to be based, the tiers, the matchups, they're all initially going to be based on tier, and they're going to be as even as I can. However, from there, whoever wins, whether or not it's one-sided, I can't decide. So, yeah, last man standing wins. Alright, before I begin, I'd like to make some exceptions. Over here, we got the Dacosaurus, Prognathodon, Eastman-Osteus, Great White Shark, and Hammerhead. Unfortunately, guys, since you can't really go on land, all of you are out. And then over here, we got the Flyers. The Drake, Chimera, Ahul, and Pterodactyl. All four of you can fly during combat, and as such, that puts you guys at quite a bit of an advantage, so you guys are out as well. However, not to completely diss you guys, there will be an ambassador on each side that will represent you guys in the tournament. So, yeah. Let's begin. Alright, so, for the very first match of this tournament, we're going to start off with the very first creatures that you get to tame in this mod. So over here we got the Atrociraptor, which is a very small, itty bitty little raptor. You'll see it wandering around the beaches, and it's the first creature that you can tame in this mod. Just passively feed it meat, and it's very, very useful. Meanwhile, over here you got the Austroraptor, pardon me, which is the very first mount that you get in the game. It can gather fiber, it can gather fish, it eats fish, all that good stuff. So, between this battle of the newbies, in a sense, which one will win? Let's see. Both of them are tamed, both of them are level 1, and I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy the fight. So, let's begin. Okay, I don't think anyone thought that was that much of a surprise, because this guy's really much bigger. So, yeah, first round goes to the Austroraptor. Alright, so next up on this tournament, we got a pair of mammals right over here. Right here is the Cyprus Dwarf Hippo, and this is the Moroccan Onyx, otherwise known as the American Cheetah. The Cyprus Dwarf Hippo, they don't really bother you unless you provoke them, but if you do, God bless your soul, because these guys are easily more dangerous than raptors. Don't let their appearance and size fool you. They are deadly. And then obviously with this guy, he has cheetah in his name, so he's fast. Really, really fast. I'm not sure if he's going to use it in this fight, but these are two very similar sized combatants, and they both are pretty vicious. So let's see. Okay, that was pretty swift. Now, I believe... Calm down. I believe that this fight was mostly won by the Moroccan Onyx's sheer speed. The cheetah's sheer speed. If we looked at the fight, you could see it hit multiple times in quick succession. So, that's probably why this guy won. Okay, so now we're starting to get to bigger and better dinosaurs. On this side, we got the Aquilobator, which is my personal favorite raptor. It is a much bigger and much stronger version of the Utahraptor, that's an ARK. And on this side, we have the Appalachiosaurus, which is our first Tyrannosaur that we'll be seeing in this mod. These guys are very quick, and they have bleeded teeth, so they cause bleeding, which could be in this guy's favor. And they also, the Appalachio does have the ability to stun other animals with its roar. However, I'm not too sure if the Aquilobator will actually fall for that move. Can't say for sure. The Aquilobator, these guys they live in the same areas as general Utahraptors, and they also hunt in groups. Whoever's seeing how this is always going to be a 1v1 matchup, I doubt that'll work in this guy's favor. So, I don't know. My personal bet is going to be on the Appalachio, but let's see. Okay, so after that really glitchy fight, it seems that the Aquilabator actually won. I did not expect that, especially with the Appalachio's bleeding bite and that stunning roar. I really expected it to pull through despite the glitchiness, but no. The Aquilabator stood strong and won. So, good on you, Aquilabator. Good on you. Next up, we got some much more lethal dinosaurs. Over here, we got the Megaraptor, which, no, even though it has in the name, is actually not a raptor. It is either a Allosaur or Tyrannosaur. I don't know the current state on that, and honestly, I don't really care. But yeah, this guy, he was actually one of the original two to be added to this mod. He's one of the OGs, as it were, as people say. But yeah, this guy's big. This guy's mean. He's able to pick up smaller creatures and shake them around his mouth, as you guys saw from that one poor centaur. But yeah, I'm not too sure how well he's going to be able to pick up this guy, the Deinonychus. Now, this is a much bigger raptor than the Aquilabator, much more vicious, and these guys are very well known for their aggression. They will happily chase down things many times their size. In this case, a Megaraptor. So, yeah, this is actually a pretty even fight, in my opinion. But let's see how it goes. Okay, so the Megaraptor pulled through. I was actually kind of concerned for it for a minute because the Deinonychus is a lot stronger than size gives it credit for. But yeah, at the end of the day, so I still won. So Megaraptor, you get to continue on to the tournament. We have had nothing so far but carnivores in this tournament, so why not go with some herbivores? On this side here, we got the Eotriceratops, which is essentially this game's version of Triceratops. They just hang out, eat berries, mind their own business until you piss them off, that kind of thing. And on this side, we got the Hesperosaurus, not Hesperornis. They are essentially this mod's version of the Stegosaurus. They go around, they got the spiked tails, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm actually really curious to see how this fight goes. It's not that often you see two herbivores fight each other, so let's see. That was actually probably the coolest looking fight so far, but unfortunately, as you guys saw, the Triceratops eventually made its way deeper into the Hesperosaurus's body, pause, and managed to get out of the way of its attacks, while it could still keep hitting it. And when that happened, the Hesperosaurus couldn't recover, so... Sorry Hesperosaurus, but Triceratops is the one that makes its way further into the tournament. Alright, so now we got our first fictional set of creatures. On this side we got the Boulousaurus, which is a made-up dinosaur for this mod. It's a big ceratosaur, tyrannosaur looking thing. And it looks pretty formidable. And then on this side we got the Orthros, which is a representative from the Paria Mythos mod, which is another mod that Shadowlos has made, pardon me. And I don't know, Boulousaurus has great knockback and has a ton of armor, as you can tell from like its armor plating. At the same time, Orthros has like really high damage potential with both of its two heads. So I'm really curious to see how this goes. Well, that was a slaughter. Holy crap. Well, yeah, apparently the Orthros was just completely overwhelmed the Boulousaurus. I did not expect that to be such like a one-sided fight. But yeah, the Boulousaurus is completely dominated. Good job, Orthros. This guy means the most business out of everybody in the tournament so far. Like for real. Yeah. This is probably going to be the first of many one-sided fights. So if we look over here, we got the giant bison, which is a common herd animal that you'll see in the island snowy areas. And over here we got the walrus, which I wasn't really thinking this guy's the ambassador of like the aquatic creatures, because even though this guy's quicker in the water, they don't really hang out in the water that much, believe it or not. They hang out on the ice floes like the penguins do. They swim sometimes, but they don't really all that much. So, yeah, I'm really sorry, Walrus. Look at me. I'm sorry, okay? I get that guy's big and scary over there, but you gotta do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? That's all I can say to you. Was that big of a surprise to anyone? Well, poor Walrus, who was only in this tournament because he existed, unfortunately. So, yeah, sorry Walrus. I'm really sorry, but yeah, Giant Bison, you continue on to the tournament. So yeah, the taming tiers are not always kind to the people participating. So over here, we have the Carapacian, or as I like to call it, the giant crab, though the cave crustacean aberration may take that title. And this guy is the king of the beaches. They are vicious. They are tough little creatures. I've heard like stories of like two T-Rexes like gnawing on one in like 5 minutes and wouldn't die. So yeah, these guys are very tough. But I'm not exactly sure how that will save it from something like 20 times its size. Over here we got a giant giraffe, which they're only found in scorched earth and they're normally very placid. However, for the purposes of this fight, this one is going to be very vicious. And I'm not too sure how well that crab is going to have to handle those hooves. So, I really have a feeling the giraffe's going to kick the shit out of him, but I don't know. You'll know until you try, right? What? Jesus Christ, crab. Okay. Wow. Alright then. So, I really underestimated you, big guy, but hey. A crab killed a giraffe. Where else would you see that? Anywhere. So, yeah. Carapace in, everybody. Raise your hands. Okay, so this is where we get into the much bigger dinosaurs. So if we look here, the Acrocanthosaurus, which in the mod could be considered an alternate to T-Rex, because even though it's quite a bit softer, it is much faster and also has a bleeding bite. So, yeah. And then on this side, we got the Oxalia, which is essentially a more land-based Spino. It lives in the same areas as Spino, but it in general is more land-based version. So personally, I just want to see how this fight goes. I've never seen these two fight each other before, and I'm really curious because it seems like these two are like the perfect matchup out of everybody so far. So let's see. Forgot to set that command, but yeah. So in the end, it actually seemed like a pretty close fight, but in the end, the Acrocanthosaurus won. So good on you, Acro. Could get to continue further on. So now we're on to my most anticipated fight so far, personally. On this side, we got the giant stag beetle, which is a peaceful herbivore found in the swamps, but this guy's fighting potential is insane. If any of you watched Best in Slot's video on this mod, he completely dominated the rest of the competition. So I really gave him a really tough competitor here in his tier. We got the Graviorex, which is he's a seasonal creature. He's not around all the time. He's an event creature as a worst, sort of like the Orthrosis in this mod. And this is the ambassador to the flyers, because this guy can fly. However, he much prefers to be on the ground. I've never seen this guy naturally fly when in combat. So yeah, it's mostly due to his heavy frame. He can't really fly that well, so he tends to stay on the ground most of the time. So yeah, these guys, I don't know. The beetle is really strong. At the same time, so is this guy. So I don't know. Could be a very even matchup. I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to see how this goes. So let's see. Okay, so I actually thought that the stag beetle would actually get a little bit of an advantage, because as you guys saw, he started to get past his bite attacks. However, in the end, the Graviorex pulled through. So good on you, man. I'm actually really curious to see how you'll fare up with the rest of the big guys. So this is an interesting fight we got here. On this side, we got the Longdan Tiger, which do not let size compared to the Sornorex fool you. This guy is a complete monster when it comes to damage. This guy's all damage, all go, all the way, basically. This guy lives on the island's snowy areas, and he's a force to be reckoned with. And on this side, we got the Sorna or simply nicknamed the Sornarex. It is essentially this mod's solution to the transition between Rex and Giga. It is between the two in size, is pretty strong as well. Obviously, it's huge, and it's kind of similar to Alpha Rex in terms of strength. It's definitely weaker than an Alpha Rex, but definitely is a lot more powerful than a regular Rex. So I just want to see how this goes. Everybody says that the Tiger seems to be a lot stronger than size gives it credit for, possibly too strong. So I'm curious to see how far that will actually go. Okay, that was actually a lot more one-sided than I thought. Okay, so I did not know that this guy could actually pick up the Tiger. I thought the Tiger was too big, but no, the dude just picked him up and ate him. I did not expect that. Well, yeah, Sorna Tyrannus, good job. Just good job. So yeah, unfortunately guys, one-sided fights are going to be a little bit of a thing for a little bit. So on this side, we got the Dakota Raptor, which is the apex raptor of the mod. It's the biggest raptor, it's the fastest. These guys hunt in groups as well, and they're pretty... They live in the tundra areas, though they're pretty rare. And then on this side we got the Dino Crocuta, which is demonic looking, and it's essentially this mod's hyena. Dino Crocuta actually wasn't a hyena. It was a close relative though. And this guy, they act like hyenas. They hunt in groups. They live in the grassland areas. So yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a toss-up. Like, I'm willing to bet on the Dakota Raptor right now, just based on sheer size and the fact this guy could pick things up. And I'm not too sure whether or not Dakota Raptors. I'm not sure whether or not Dino Crocuta is too small. However, if it isn't, then this guy may actually have a bit of a chance, because this guy's damage output, like the long-dead Tiger, is actually kind of strong. Not as much compared to his size as the Tiger, but still pretty strong. So let's see. Let's see. Yeah. You done? Okay. It was a total mauling. Yeah, even though he didn't get picked up, the dude just grabbed onto him and started, like, he essentially ate him alive, which is sort of freaky, but yeah. Dakota Raptor, next up in the tournament. Okay, so next up, we got the Amphision, which is the strongest carnivorous mammal in the mod. It's so powerful, they can't even tame it with narcotics. You can't knock it out. And also is very, very resistant to damage. Like, it can shrug off a lot of damage as well. And in general, it's just a very vicious creature. You actually tame these by finding babies and raising them like the wyverns. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And on this side, we got the ambassador of the sea creatures, the Purosaurus, which is a giant crocodile that lives deep down. Technically a caiman, but I'm just gonna call it a crocodile because at the end of the day, all modern crocodilians on this planet are crocodiles. Just deal with it. But yeah, these guys live in the deep abyss, and they're the unrivaled king of the ocean. They do have a couple of competitors like the Mosasaur, Tuso, and Pernathodon, but in general, these guys are king. I believe the Amphision cannot be grabbed, so I'm curious to see how this will go. I personally know which one I'm betting on, but you guys decide. poor Purosaur. That guy was my favorite. That guy was my favorite creature in the mod too. But yeah, this guy managed to get past his defenses and just gnaw him until death. So yeah, Viscion, not really sure if he really deserved that one, but hey, rules are rules. I'm not gonna change that. Alright people, we have officially hit the creatures of the end game right here. Over here we got the Ryu, which is a Chinese dragon looking fellow. He is a seasonal creature akin to the Gravial Rex. He just hangs out in the rivers. He don't bother anyone. He's not aggressive. But if you do, God forbid you piss him off, he is really, really strong. I'm not exactly too sure how this guy right here is going to fare against him. The Paleoloxodon, which is an extremely aggressive elephant. They are extremely temperamental, and they don't stop for nothing. They will bash through walls, they will bash through rocks, they will bash through trees. At the end of the day, they don't really care. So, yeah, Clash the Titans right here. Let's see who wins. God damn, alright. He just fire dunked that elephant, that's all I could say. He just completely destroyed that elephant. Now, I don't know, he didn't really get off that much damage with his bite attacks, as you guys saw. He just sort of like went past the hitbox, unfortunately, while the elephant was still dishing damage. So at first I thought the elephant was just going to cheese his way to victory, but no. He just dunked the elephant, that's the only word to describe it, so... Or fire clap, one of the two. So, yeah. Good on you, Ryu. You're heading over into the next match. And as night falls, we begin the first of the final two matches of the first bracket. And it's the Battle of the Creepy Crawlies. Right over here, we got the Leophis, which is this giant viper, the largest snake in the game once his mod's added. And this guy's lightning quick, and he also has venom, which... 2 players is very, very potent, as within 10 minutes you could die, in theory. So, you gotta really be careful with them. But unfortunately, that doesn't exactly work that well against other creatures. Like if we look over here. This is called the Thorn Dreadweaver, and it's a giant spider that lives in the tundra. And instead of using webs to slow things down and try to capture their food, they just run them down and slice them up with their serrated legs. So, yeah, pretty hardcore. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. Yeah. So, let's just ignore the fact that that guy up there is an passive. Yeah, unfortunately, Shadlos, if you're watching this, you may have to look into fixing that. The spider couldn't really get a good hold of the snake, so the snake just ended up tossing them around until victory. So, alright, Snake. Leophis, good job. Well, I don't know. Good job, whatever. Alright, and for the final fight of the first round, we got the 2 strongest creatures in the mod. Over here we got the Triceratops, which is an incredibly powerful Ceratops dinosaur. Heavily armored, hits like a truck, and generally has a bad attitude. You can find these guys in the redwoods, and you better leave them alone, because they will wreck you. And then on this side, another denizen in the redwoods. We got the Shadow Lord Deinonychus. Now, don't let its charity with Deinonychus fool you. This guy is his own creature, and he is the boss of this mod. You hear that music in the background? That comes from this guy. I didn't add that in. This is just his music. And this guy's untamable as well. You cannot tame him. And he's generally the boss. You can get element black pearls from him. He generally has a Deinonychus posse with him, but not this time. He's on his own. So, let's see how this goes. I think we know how this is gonna go, but let's see. Alright, he's gloating his victory, but yeah. So, yeah, Shadow Lord. I was kind of expecting that, considering this guy's the boss. But yeah, very first bracket, very first tier of this tournament done, guys. Next up, we're gonna be going up in the winners now. So, yay! How do you feel? Okay, Jesus. Okay, now that we're on to the second bracket, I'm just going to warn you all ahead of time that these are going to go by a lot quicker, and the fights, I think, will be a lot shorter, because as we get to stronger and stronger animals, the fights will be shorter and shorter due to, like, one-sidedness and how strong each of them are, and etc. So, we're starting off with the Ostroraptor versus the Maracanonyx. Let's see how this goes. Huh. Well, Shadlos, have you seen this stuff? I suggest you, like, fix it, because, yeah, there's people there, there's dinosaurs that are just getting up because of, well, bugs, but, hey, Velociraptor won. I'm pretty sure the Maracanonyx would have won if it actually fought back, but it didn't. It didn't. Okay, next up is the Achilobator versus the Megaraptor. Let's see how this goes. Yeah. Well, I don't think that would have made much of a difference anyway, because this guy's powerful anyway, so I'm pretty sure he would have won even if the Achilobator didn't glitch out or whatever, but hey. This is why you do these things. Test out for bugs so they can be fixed, you know? Okay, so I think we have a feeling how this is gonna go, but we'll see. So there's the Triceratops versus the Orthros. Lego. So, yeah, so, yeah, Orthros, you complete an utter monster. Let me just say that. This guy is all about the damage. That's all that he is. Damage, 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 damage. I wonder if there's anything that will actually be able to match him in part 3, or if he's going to make his way up to the final. Who knows? Alright, next up, we got the giant crab versus the bison. I'm really curious to see how this goes, because this guy took down a friggin' giraffe. I'm not exactly too sure whether or not he'll win against the bison, but he definitely could. He definitely could. We know his power now. So, let's see. Get him. Well, damn. Okay. This guy is really, really strong for, like, his size. Like, Jesus. Well, yeah. He's continuing on. I seriously wonder if anything can actually beat him at this point. Like, I get these guys aren't the strongest, but they're still pretty strong. I always thought this guy was just gonna be like, he was almost gonna be like the Walrus, but no. He completely dominates so far, so. Okay, so. Next up, we got the Acrocanthosaurus versus the Graviorex. Now, the Graviorex was really, really strong, so I'm hoping the Acro has a bit more of an advantage than the Stag Beetle did, but I'm not too sure. Let's see. Well, damn. He even stood less of a chance. Well, yeah, this Graviorex proves to be a force to be reckoned with. Jesus, man. Alright, next up is the Sornotyrannus versus the Cotoraptor. Now, judging from the size difference between these two, you'd figure the Cotoraptor wouldn't stand much of a chance. And to be honest, yeah, you're vicious, but you're in a little bit of trouble here. This guy's huge, and he ate a tiger, which is like similar in size to this guy in like 2 bites. So I'm a bit concerned. However, we shouldn't completely discount the Cotoraptor here. He is very, very quick and hits very, very quickly. So who knows? That may make him pull through. Who knows? Let's see. I actually thought that the Cotoraptor actually stood a chance, because if you guys saw there, it looked like he was actually like avoiding some of his main attacks and were hitting him very hard and quickly, so I don't know. How much health were you at, actually? Only... This guy was actually pretty close to killing him, so the Cotoraptor went out, but he went out like a champ. Alright, now we have the Amphision versus the Ryu. Now, yeah, this is another situation where it seems like there's an obvious, like, sort of, like, advantage here, really, if we look at them. However, the Amphision is actually really, really tanky in terms of general, like, health and in terms of attacks. This guy's highly resistant to fire and lightning, so let's just see. Let's just see. That was done immediately. Yeah, no contest. I thought there was gonna be, but no. Just no. Ryu is just done completely. No words. Alright, so for the final matchup of this bracket, we got the Leophis versus the Shadow Lord Deinonychus. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this is going to go. Will the Leophis manage to pull through because the Shadow Lord won't be able to get a hold of it, like what happened with the Dreadweaver? We don't know. Let's see. The final battle of this bracket. Let's go. Yeah, not this time. Not this time. He got completely ran over. So, Yeah, that wasn't much of a contest. I should just clarify right now, the Leophis, stat-wise, without its Venom, it's very weak, but Venom doesn't really matter in these sorts of fights, because they end up dead anyway. So, yeah, good job, Shadow Lord. Making way up. And next up, the semifinals. And to begin the semifinals, we have a really one-sided fight. Over here we got the Maracanonics and the Mega Raptor. Now, unfortunately, I'm sorry Mega Raptor, but Maracanonics, sorry. Sorry Maracanonics, but it seems like you're really getting the short end of the stick here when it comes to the semifinals. You're gonna have to face one of the toughest opponents. So, I'm sorry, bud, but I think you're staying on the road. But let's see. He might actually pull through. I don't know. It's happened before. Yeah, just completely slaughtered. I don't think that was really a surprise to anyone. I was just waiting for, like, maybe Maracanonics to, like, pull off something spectacular, but it didn't. It just got... The thing literally picked him up in his mouth, shook him around, and then ate him. That's literally all that happened. Alright, next up, we got a battle that I personally have wanted to see. Right here, over here, we got the Orthros, who has been completely ruthless in this tournament. Tore through every single competitor in his path. And over here, we got the Crab, which is just a monster. There's no way to describe it. You figured this guy wouldn't pack much of a punch, but he does. So I'm wondering, out of which one is more tenacious? I guess. I don't know. I never use that word often. Let's see. Come on. I want this fight to be good. Well, it seems that the Orthros' pure damage managed to pull through, and it actually was a pretty close fight as well. He went down like 1/6 of his health. So, yeah, while I did love both of those competitors, at the end of the day, only one of them can go on. This is where it starts to get quite a bit serious, as we got on this side the Gravia Rex, and on this side the Sonor Tyrannus. Now both these competitors have relatively walked through the entire tournament, and now that they're meeting each other, it's going to be a big fight, and only one of them is going to come out alive. So let's see how this goes. Both have pulled their weight throughout this entire tournament. To see them go at it, it's a really big deal. And there we go. The Sonor Tyrannus pulls through and makes her way up into the finals. Let's see how much health she had, because it seemed to be like this is a very big fight. Huh, only half. That proves that he is much stronger than I gave him credit for, but hey, Taming Tears. It's You happy you won? Well, you're only in second place so far. Next up, you gotta make it up to the finals and win that, buddy, in order to get to the final fight. And for the final match of the semifinals, we have the Ryu versus the Shadow Lord Deinonychus. Now this is once again another great battle of titans. Both these guys have went through the tournament relatively unharmed. They pretty much stormed the competition. Whoever now they've met each other, each of them has a real challenge. Goddamn voice. But yeah, so it just seems that regardless of who wins, the finals and the final fight is going to be one hell of a matchup. Let's see. Despite that fight being very awkward, I'm actually very surprised of how close that fight seemed to be, at least how long it went on for. Both of them seemed to be hitting each other like quite consistently. I mean, the Ryu obviously was biting at air like 90% of the time, but I know for a fact that its fire dunks hit hard, like really, really hard. So I was thinking, and it hit those with, and it hit the Deinonychus with those. So it definitely did get some damage off. However, the Shadow Lord, he managed to get past his defenses and just chew at him until he died, unfortunately. So, yeah. Next up, the finals. And for the first of two matches in the finals, we got the Mega Raptor on this side versus the Orthros on that side. Now, I'm not too sure how well this is gonna go because the Orthros is formidable, and even though this guy is big and has held his own throughout the entire thing, I'm not too sure how he'll do. Pardon me, bit of technical difficulties, but let's actually go now. Wasn't much of a contest, was it? So yeah, Orthros, you're going up to the final fight. Good job, my man. Good job. For the final fight of the finals, we got the Sorna Tyrannus versus the Shadow Lord. Now, they already seem to be pretty eager to fight each other, so why should I stop them? So, let it go. I want to see if anything's going to contest the Shadow Lord, it's going to be this guy. Let's see. But yeah. Alright, Shadow Lord making his way up to the final battle. I thought Sorna Tyrannus unfortunately just couldn't get a hold of him. He did manage to get a couple bites in, but for the most part, the Shadow Lord was just overwhelming him. So, yeah. Final fight time! And there we go. I don't think that was much of a surprise, but the Shadow Lord won the tournament. Yeah, he's the boss. It should be expected. But hey, this was all in good fun, right? This was all in good fun. Alright, people. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hello, Shadow Lord, pardon me. But, yeah. This, if you notice my lack of enthusiasm as it went further on to the video, it's because this video took days to make, and most of the recordings were spanned across several days. So, I started recording like a couple of days before the reaction video of Monster Hunter World came out. So, yeah, the beginning of the one is me in the past. So, yeah. So, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this, for those that stick to the end. And let me just put it out with a disclosure. Shadlos, you, my good man, have made one of the best mods on the workshop. Without a doubt, my favorite. I honestly, without this mod, I don't know exactly what I'd do with ARK. Just saying, like, this mod has done a lot. And it's got a lot to offer. And it's affected me quite a bit, along with many other people. So, I thank you. God bless this mod. God bless ARK Survival Evolved. See y'all next time.